Hey you guys, it's me Gemstone at tarotforhealing.com. I hope you guys are doing really well. This is your weekly? No, it's not. It's your monthly reading and it's for Aries. Let's do Aries. Okay, so I'm gonna be using the playing cards this time around. This is for the month of June. So I'm just going to shuffle up the deck and we're going to see what shows up for you, Aries. Okay. And then I'm going to get into the more specific areas of your life using the Happy Tarot. So for Aries, June 2016. Let's see what's for Aries. Okay. Aries, you have the Four of Spades with the Eight of Clubs with the Four of Diamonds, with the Queen of Diamonds. So you got two fours. Fours represent stability, reliability, foundations, can represent family. So what I'm kind of seeing for you is that there is rest and recuperation that I'm kind of seeing that you really need at this time. I feel like, to be honest, the rest and recuperation could be with your family, or maybe you're just taking a break with them. That would be really nice for you, or maybe having a little getaway with them. That would be really good for you as well. I think in the month of June. But at the same time, I feel like there's good news that you've been awaiting, or that you've been trying to be patient about receiving. Or for some of you guys, like, the good news might actually be that you've required time off and they've given you time off. So it could be something like that as well. Or the good news could be that you taking a break. But there seems to be some good news that is coming through for you. And I think the good news is that maybe when it comes to finances and things, you are trying your best to kind of be sensible with your finances. You probably are trying to either save money or trying to cut back on certain expenses. And so I kind of feel for you that this month is a time to kind of get to grips with financial matters as well. Um, I think the Queen of Diamonds could be representing a Pentacles person, well, an air sign person, which could be a Capricorn, a Taurus, or a Virgo. So maybe this person may have some kind of hand in stabilizing finances for you, but there's something connected with this person and the good news that you're going to be receiving. That's why I kind of feel like it could be good news in terms of a work matter for you. Um, but then either way, I kind of see it, even in some cases it could be representing you, like maybe because you're taking your finances more seriously. It could be that you're just being more sensible with things, like I'd mentioned previously. Well, that is something else in your cards too. Let me just see. Yeah, I feel like you're gonna take a break from certain things you've been doing in the past. I feel like if you've been in the past spending quite a bit of money, like June for some reason is the month where you're like, I'm not spending this money. Like, I'm just not gonna be spending so much money. And I think that's why there's good news, because I feel like some extra money could be coming in, like via some means, but then it's like once you get it, I feel like you're gonna be really sensible with it. You're not trying to splurge. And I think that, again, that'll be really good for you, because then you got fours and then you got eight. So it's something that you've been trying to manifest for yourself as well, this kind of sense of stability in your life, and needing a good foundation for yourself. So yeah, like, something about this month is very solid and stable for you, and consistent. So that's really good. um And so let me just shuffle up your cards, and we're going to start off with your finances. This is the Happy Tarot deck. Um, so let's see what shows up in terms of finances for Aries in the month of June. You have the Judgment card. She's such a cute card in this deck. Oh, you have Judgment, and you have Justice and Judgment. That's really funny, because I just pulled Justice and called it Judgment, and then the Judgment card actually came through. and then um and then you have, okay, This is a court card. I believe this is a page. Yeah, pages is the one that has the little wand at the bottom. Oh, yeah, it is page. Okay, so what I kind of see, your work is really something is going on, because you got two major cards, and judgment and justice are two cards that is so interesting, because a lot of the time, especially when you're early like learning tarot, those are the cards that most people starting out don't really can't really differentiate between the two of them, because of the fact that it almost seems like one would go hand in hand with the other, judgment, and then for there to be justice. But then it's like the justice card is more about but basically what I see here is, for one, it could be to do with legal matters as well. So there might be some finances or something coming through in a legal matter. If you had any kind of legal problems, or you've been waiting for any kind of settlement of any kind when it comes to money, I feel like that's really going to go in your favor at this time. So, or maybe if it's not even to do with money, but if you've just been going through any kinds of legal battles, I feel like you're likely to win in the month of June. And also, it's just showing that things are falling more in your favor in general. With the justice card, the justice card is showing that there's choices and decisions that have been presented to you, and it may be that there is an authority figure, there's somebody else that is making that final choice or that final decision. But the judgment card is saying that the judgment card is saying that things are gonna come through for you that haven't previously. So it's like there's out with the old, and in with the new with the judgment card, and it's like finally the heavens opens up, and then you actually get the thing that you've been wanting or needing at this time. So it's a really good energy when it comes to, it's a very karmic energy that you have in your cards. So it's almost like whatever you put out there is definitely what you're going to receive back, like a boomerang effect. So it's I would say keep your intentions, especially when it comes to finances and money, very positive. Keep your vibrations as high as you can. I would say, only because with that element of karma and about giving and receiving, it's basically saying that the more sort of positivity you give out in that way is the more you're going to get back. And so it's all about that kind of what you feed into something is basically what it grows. So in that case, yeah, that's the advice that I have to give you for that. But then ending on the page is saying that basically you're going to be just looking like this person in this card, when she looks very happy and she's very content, and it's like she can almost like relax now, because all the hard work and stuff that was coming up with this judgment. And I almost feel like there's something in your cards that is saying that you've had to work at this process, like the same way when you're going through some kind of court battle, you have to keep on attending court all the time. You have to, like, there's effort that goes into the whole process. Then obviously you have to pay for legal representation and all that kind of stuff. Like, there's a lot that you have to do in order to even get to justice in the system that we've created, the legal system in general. So I feel like, even if this isn't specifically talking to someone that is having some kind of legal troubles or going through something legally, it's kind of saying that you've had to really put this effort in, like a lot of effort, and it's taken time, and it's like you had to be really consistent and persistent with what you've been doing. And it's like, because of all that work and all that you've done, it's like now you can reach that state of being at peace with things, because now things are resolved. So that's another thing. Now things have become resolved, and now it's like you can close that chapter and be like, okay, yeah, I feel happy now. I'm at peace now. Everything is settled. So that's your finances and your money. And boy, you really needed it, because yeah, you really needed this settlement too. So let's move on to your if you're in a relationship, Aries. If you're in a relationship. Oh, nice card. You have the 8 of Wands. You have that's an interesting one. Went from nice to kind of a bit challenging. But this is the 10 of Wands. And then the last one is the 2 of Wands. So you got all wands. which is your element, which is fire. So you got a lot of fiery cards in your relationships. And fire can be two different things. Fire can bring about a whole load of passion, but it also can be an angry, frustrated kind of energy as well. So when I look at these cards, I'm kind of seeing that something, if a relationship has progressed really fast, like you guys moved in together really quickly, like you guys had maybe a child very quickly, like maybe things in the relationship just went full steam ahead, and it went that way because it was feeling good, like everything in the process was feeling good and feeling right. And so it just sort of took off, and it's like before you know it, you're in this committed relationship. But then this card is a card of also that can bring about celebrations as well. So that's why I'm kind of getting that maybe it could even be representing kids and other things that you would celebrate in a relationship. And it is a card where you're manifesting the things that you wanted. So it's almost like you had a relationship and this was the relationship that you wanted. Things was going well, things was looking positive, but then it's like now it's become a burden and it's become very difficult, it's challenging now. And I think relationships do go through those kind of phases. When we first meet someone, it can really be all guns blazing, full steam ahead. The passion, the excitement, the fun is alive and well at that time in a relationship, and there's a lot of celebrations to be had. But then after a while, it's like the commitment can become a lot, and you might find that maybe this person is more responsive, like has more is more of a responsibility than you really thought they were. Like maybe you've had to help them manage things, you've had to help them do things, you've had to take on maybe more responsibilities because of this person being in your life. Or maybe you're kind of feeling like this person kind of lumps a lot of things on you and you have to be the one to kind of sort them out. So it could also be that maybe this person is the type that they're really into the fun aspects of things, but maybe they're not so good at the side of things where you have to take things more seriously and be more responsible and all that kind of stuff. And so I think with that being said, like some of you guys might be thinking, what is the best way forward in this situation? Because I need to lighten my load. I need to get rid of some of this stuff. Because as you can see, this person isn't carrying all the stuff this person is. So I feel like some of you guys, you don't want to be the burden. You don't want to be burdened with all this lump of stuff, all these things you have to do. You want somebody that's going to support you and help you and take on some of that burden that you're carrying. And so it's almost like I see for some of you guys, you may decide to just up and go together. I don't think like necessarily you're going to be walking out on the person, but you just might get fed up with things and say, you know what, I think I need some space from this person, or I think I need to maybe move out, or maybe I need to just be away from them for some time because it's just too much for me, like dealing with all this stuff right now. And that's just what I see for you. I feel like you just want a bit more freedom, and you just don't want to be trapped in just the day-to-day humdrum realities of how a relationship can go. Almost, I think maybe you want to get that excitement back and that fun back, and maybe you're just feeling a bit like, you know what, I just need a bit of time to kind of give myself a break. Um, that's kind of what I'm seeing. Or you just might be thinking, what is the next step for you in general? What is the next phase of things for you? Because it is a two card and it is representing that fiery energy, it could be saying that maybe the two of you, there could be still a passion between the two of you, or there still could still be some of this excitement left over, but maybe it's just been lost right now. And maybe you're just trying to find it again, maybe. So yeah, that's for those of you that are in relationships. For those of you that are single, let's see what shows up for you. You have the Devil, which is like the cutest devil card you'll ever see. And the Four of Cups. Oh, so cute. And you have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so if you're single, some of you guys, you don't want to deal with negativity or bad relationships or bad habits of other people. I feel like you don't want to be trapped. And I think that's what this, I think that's a similar message for you, those of you that are in relationships too. I don't think you want to be trapped in a situation where you're just not happy, or trapped in a situation that just feels like it's just tedious for you every day. And I think that you're just looking for something to free you from that kind of experience. You just don't want that. And then when I look at this card, it's kind of saying, for some of you, like, maybe you've had relationships in the past that have been like this, and it's just made you bored, and it's just made you even like you've lost your sense of optimism when it comes to relationships to a certain extent, because you might be feeling like, oh, every time I've gotten into a relationship it kind of ends up being more like this, and it's not really what I want. I don't want to feel like I'm just attached to somebody that I'm not entirely happy with, or don't see like a healthy future moving forward, or well, instead of healthy future, that's the right way to say that, or I don't see like a good, a long lasting, meaningful relationship down the line, because this is when you've kind of reached a point where things have just reached an unhealthy, this this isn't a good union, basically. I don't know why healthy is coming into mind. Maybe that's like something to do with whoever is watching, something to do with health, and maybe health needs to improve, because I don't know why health is like really coming up for me. um but it's sort of, be careful with these kind of horrible unions that don't really go anywhere. And then this card is kind of saying where you're just not satisfied with certain things. And I think for some of you guys that are single, you might be feeling a little bit alone, you might be feeling a little bit, disconnected, and you're looking for that nice connection with somebody else. Again, you don't want to just be with anybody. Like, I see that in your cards, like, you just don't want to commit to just anyone or anything. You're looking for the right kind of commitment, and that's the most important thing. But I think you need to give yourself time for that right person to come along in your life, because I kind of feel like for some of you guys, you do want to settle down with somebody, but it just hasn't been the right person just hasn't come along. But it's saying that patience will get you far. Take your time with things will develop over time. So even if you don't meet somebody this month, it's sort of saying, just be patient, and just use this time to maybe focus on other things, focus on other desires or aspirations or goals that you have for yourself, and the right person will come along in time. So yeah, that's what I see in your cards. And let's see what your spiritual cards are saying. You have the Wheel of Fortune as your spirit card, with the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, Four of Pentacles, something in that energy is really connecting with you, because it's shown up in your playing cards too. And then you have the Queen of Wands, so that's you in the tarot. So what I see for you is you have this change, like this Wheel of Fortune, like how it can connect on a spiritual level is you're going through a process of change. Your outlook on life, I feel like, is really changing, and I feel like the universe is blessing you in ways that is helping you to almost to transform and change into an even better person than what you are now. I almost feel like the universe is kind of playing its hand in your life at this time, and it's kind of saying be open to what the universe is providing you with, because the Wheel of Fortune is when things can go in your direction, when things can go your way almost, so you can have what you want, but then it's showing that you're kind of closed off to new things, or to things that the universe is trying to bless you with. And this could be out of fear, this could be because you don't want to step out of your comfort zone, this could be because of the fact that you're just too used to certain ways of doing things or thinking, or your approach to things is the same as it's always been. And it's kind of saying you have to open up yourself a little bit more for the universe to really bless you with the things that you want, because I think that these things are good things, but sometimes we miss out on blessings only because of the fact that we are either not ready to receive, or we don't know how to receive. So that might be a lesson that you have to teach yourself. How can you receive more in your life? How can you allow yourself to be more open to new things? So, and I feel like these new things, they'll be exciting for you. It'll be good for you. It will empower you in new ways. So don't feel like you have to stick to the humdrum or the old. Like, allow yourself to really open up to just new experiences, and see where it takes you. So, yes, peace and many blessings to you. I'll be seeing you. Bye.